What's up, Polytopians? Got another replay commentary here for you today. This is a Luxador versus Polaris game. I don't even remember when I played this, but I had it saved. So there's a little heart there, so it must be a good game. I think I do actually remember this one. Oh yeah, so the tribes, of course. Luxador was once the mightiest tribe in the game. Unfortunately, post-nerf, they are probably as mediocre as it gets. They swapped resource spawn rates with Imperius. So that was pretty good for Imperius. Imperius now gets a bunch more fruit and stuff. And poor Luxador is sitting here with the base amount of resources. And in a game where most tribes are above average, being dead average is not really great. So, I mean, Luxador, they're still alright, they're still fine. You can't go wrong with Luxador. I mean, to be honest, you can go wrong. You can go wrong by picking anyone who isn't Barter. But if you're playing for fun and not to be Barter, then Luxador's a fine pick. Polaris on the other hand, I don't know if Polaris is strong. I see a lot of people saying Polaris is the weakest tribe in the game. And a lot of people saying Polaris has got like the epic, awesome late game. It's the strongest tribe ever. I don't think either of those is true. As far as special tribes go, I'm still really not sure. I think they have a lot of things going for them. Ice Bank is really solid. Especially on dry lands, they have a way to make money when other tribes don't, because no one else has custom houses on dry land, and they still get their ice bank, which is nice. But on normal maps, the ice bank doesn't hold up against customs houses. Polaris is generally they have a really weak start, because they start the game with a unit that cannot attack. It's not great. Right, so I mean, I don't really need to talk what's going on here. You know how it is. Just leveling, expanding with a few warriors. Leveling his cities, getting those free resources, taking workshops. Oh, going climbing because I had a bunch of mountains. I was lucky to actually get some metal there. I don't think, yeah, there's no increase, so there was no guarantee with that. Alright, Polaris over here. I would say I definitely got a better spawn. Polaris, it seems like they're going to be stuck on 4 cities. Although it seems like this corner city down there is going to be contested. Oh, okay, see, okay, I just have to talk about that though. You know, I'm actually going to pull this back a little bit. Right, look, okay, this move right here. I am fairly certain that's a mistake. Placing both of those down, that didn't get the level off on that city. And for that reason, I'd say it's a waste of, it would be much cheaper to just buy these 2 fish instead. I guess the end result is they both get a level, but that would leave some spare stars to like produce an extra warrior. Which at this point I would say is kind of worth it to like go wander up the top part of the map, to be honest. Because right now he only has 2 units. He's really lacking in expansion. Oh no, I've got a bug in the free flame. Look at this. What's going on over here? Right, never mind. Okay, yes, but so far, yeah. I'm going to be getting a 5th city. Right now my opponent's on 4. So I'm a little bit ahead in terms of city. But of course that means tech will be cheaper for him. This is really starting. Oh! And yes, unlike last game, I actually decided to take Explorer this time. And it really paid dividends for me here. I was able to scout 3 of his 4 cities. Which is pretty incredible. Well, not only that, I also get stars from meeting him. Which definitely makes up for the lack of workshop. So that was pretty great. Right, over here he's taking resources. He's doing a fairly good job with the leveling. Apart from that, I considered that thing a small mistake last time, but actually no, it's actually fine though, because this is still providing extra levels to the capital. So you know what, I think what he's doing is fine. Taking resources. He's probably, I think he expands borders here. I know I normally complain about it, but like Polaris, expand borders is extra important for Polaris. Because they really do want to be spreading that ice, so I don't hate it. Especially, and also, if you're on a low city count, which he is, he's only on 4 cities, every bit of population you can get counts. So it can often be more worth it to take expand borders in situations like that. Over here, I'm actually scouting a 6th city, and he's still only on 4. That's really unfortunate for him. I'm going to take population growth, of course. Going to be getting those giants out. That's just how I roll. I do this pretty much every game. Yeah, and I'm able to get using the what is that even called? Monument? I just always call them monuments. Get a second, able to get a second giant out. Oh, I think I chopped a forest to build another warrior. Right, so he's scouting around. Yeah, unfortunately well, I'm not even sure if it's unfortunate. There's a big area of water in the middle, because Polaris can just turn that into ice, and ice is just land, except they get extra movement on it over their opponents. That is actually, I would say, the strongest part of their late game. It's not any of like their weird units. That Da Vinci tank, I don't know what it's called. Is it called like the ice tank or something? That unit is terrible compared to a battleship. It cannot move and attack. It has less health than a giant battleship, even if it's technically cheaper. And you have an unlimited amount you can build because you don't have to use your super units for that. They're not good. I would not tech to them. I don't think they're worth it. Battle sleds are alright, but riders and knights are actually better when you get polarism. Polarism is incredible. It allows, I think it's basically the bonus of roads, but on ice, and I think it stacks with the bonus on roads. So I believe a Polaris Knight moving across roads and ice can move 9 tiles. That's incredible. That is the strongest part of Polaris' late game. And for that reason, you really want to make use of as much ice as possible. You really want to spread the ice everywhere, which is why I also think expand borders is better for them. But over here, I think a little bit of skirmishes has started. Just killing off a warrior over there. Not too big of a deal. He's still going to be able to defend that city. I think, yeah, right now I'm just churning out giants. Because of the incredible vision I've been granted, I know I have more cities than him. I can see he only has 4. And so obviously I'm just focusing on leveling as much as when I'm ahead, get more ahead. The famous words of Artosis. I mean, I know that's a different game, but the same thing applies in all strategy games. Just make more money. That's how you win games like this. Right, and he's gonna take another. See, that's a great city for border. I think any tribe should get a border growth on a city like that, especially since Wales. Whaling tech, it probably costed him about 12 stars, considering he's on 4 city, and he gets 30 for it. So that's just free 18 stars, completely worth it. It's definitely great for him. So that, I don't know if that makes up for having less cities, but it gives him a short-term advantage, I would say. Right, so I think he's going to be able to get. Actually, if he, so I think, well, I can't really blame him for this because he probably didn't know he was. Well, no, he did. He could see the word, but I think he should have moved. What is it? The Gami. He shouldn't have moved the Gami because it would have been pushed when he got the second Gami out. Then it would have moved to this tile instead. So it's a minor nitpick, but those kind of mistakes can sometimes count. Right, over here, I'm gonna be able to. Oh, what's going on? Ugh, the map's too big now. I don't want to zoom out. The units look too small then. Alright, so I'm going to be claiming 2 ruins next time, which is going to be pretty good for me. I think I'm getting another giant out. Just churning out these giants. And over here on the top, taking the 6th city finally. And I think I actually. Oh, I thought I took an explorer. Never mind. Never mind. That's a city I could have considered an explorer. Like, there's definitely, especially since there's definitely a set path it would probably have followed. Actually, I don't know if it would have followed it. I think there was still a chance it would have gone backwards, and I didn't want to take that chance. Oh yeah, already pushing a super unit out. Wow. I have a ridiculous amount of super units right now. So yeah, he's actually only got 2. But again, I would say Galmis are actually like really strong. Most other super units, like the dragons, and I know dragons kind of have. They do have some power to them, especially on. Well, actually no, but on land they're scared of knights, and in water they're scared of battleships. So I know dragons have some power, but like, I would rather have a super unit that had health. But Gami is the one case where I am okay giving up some of that health. They freeze everything around them when they move. That's ridiculous. They can freeze like 5 giants when they move forward. If they move forward in like a diagonal tile, you move there, you could freeze that many giants. They can't be battleships, which is obviously a ginormous downside, but I still like them. They're a very cool unit, like no pun intended. Polaris is a pretty cool tribe. Alright, I'm not sure if I would take expand borders here, but he seems pretty set on taking expand borders in every city. See, that one's alright. Considering his situation, as long as he doesn't take expand borders on Pinu, that almost said Pingu, that would have been great. As long as he doesn't take expand borders on Pinu over here, I have no problem with the way he's playing so far. I mean, I don't think I could play Polaris this well. I don't really play the special tribes like I mentioned before. Right, so I think I got population and stars, the best two things you could possibly get from ruins. I'm getting a really unfair amount of luck this game. Like, this is really not fair on my opponent. But, you know, it's just how the dice roll sometimes. Okay, I'm just, like, waddling. My giants are just, like, waddling around in the middle. Because I don't want to push in there. Because they'll just get frozen and die if they move forward. Yep. Okay, I bought mathematics as usual. Got to get some sawmills out. There was no point taking border growth if he had already taken it. He'd already taken a lot of tiles away. And I already don't take border growth very often. I definitely should take it more. I think this city is the one city I do take border, because I get the full amount of tiles, and that city couldn't have leveled up again anyway. Well, not without a monument. Okay, my giant's just vibing over there. Oh, yeah, he sniped that little dude. My warrior is safe over there because he's on a mountain. Oh yeah, so this is interesting. I'm still not sure about this. Ice Archers are a unit I'm really not sure about. Again, I don't play Polaris much. Because regular archers are a great unit, and losing them is really bad, because they're the only good range unit. Well, they're the only good land range units. Well, actually, again, catapults are not... I definitely hate on catapults too much. They have their uses. But I'm not sure if ice archers are worth giving up regular archers for. Because freezing unit is great, but you can make no progress in killing it. If Polaris were able to build ice archers and regular archers, they'd be incredible. The combination of the two would be amazing. But the fact that they lose regular archers for ice archers, I'm not really sure if it's worth it. Although they do end up doing quite a lot of work this game. It's probably just because I'm not... Oh. Look at this. Yeah. You either die a hero or live long enough to spam catapults. I know. I know, I'm ashamed of myself as well. I have built a catapult. It has happened. I don't think I've built any in any replays before this yet, but yep, it's finally happened. I have resorted to building catapults. Well, to be fair, I do not know another way to counter ice archers. Especially in an ice archer Garmy push. Catapults are very effective at halting a push like this. Because again, they're a defense unit, not an offense unit. I have more cities, I can afford to play defense. I'm not attempting to... you can eventually push with them when you reach critical mass. So I'd say, I mean... It's a bit weird for me. I think I used them well. Obviously, I'm going to be a bit biased when I say that. Because I'm talking about my own game here, but... yeah... Yeah, I know. It's a bit unfair for me to criticize catapults all the time and then use them. But in my defense, I don't play Polaris much. I don't fight Polaris. I don't see other people picking Polaris much. Catapults seem like a safe bet for fighting them, okay? Sue me. I don't know. Okay, and again, I take a second explorer here. And again, this is a... So that city was pretty... This isn't lucky. It was guaranteed to go this way. But now I have full vision of my opponent. And that's crazy. I have full vision of my opponent right now. Gonna take those resources. I might expand borders in the city, I don't know. I would say it's worth it. I don't think I took it at the time because I never did expand borders. Ooh, second catapult. It's painful to watch. It was necessary, but it's painful to watch. Alright, yeah, so see, but again, like, this is really... My opponent has no idea. My opponent doesn't actually have any idea I've built them yet. I knew he had built ice archers. The second... See, I was able to react to the ice archers immediately. Because that's how... The vision... Like, I know the city advantage is huge. But the vision advantage is actually just as crazy. Having full vision of your opponent and them having like no vision of my cities, it's actually insane. It's basically it's like playing chess with like an engine assisting you. It's crazy. Well, no, not quite as crazy. That's an even crazier advantage. It's not quite that crazy, but it puts you at a significant... Like, don't underestimate vision. It puts you at a significant advantage. Okay, yeah, he's getting some more super units out. Like, I can't criticize the way he's playing. I'm not ahead because he's made like any mistakes yet. I'm ahead because I got a better spawn, and my opponent's making a real fight out of this game. I don't, because I wouldn't really know if he was making like some critical errors with Polaris. Because again, I keep repeating this, but I don't play them much. But assuming they work anyway, like regular tribes, I think this is how you're supposed to play when you're behind. You take expand borders more when you're behind. You try and tech up. Really, I don't think pushing is really the strategy when you're behind. He really should have gone for the ice bank, I think. Because you need some way to compensate for the lack of income you have. And also, pushing down... but I think he actually should... I know this seems counterintuitive for Polaris to do. I think he should have broken his own ice here. I don't think he should have allowed me to have a land route to him. Because the catapults would never have been able to reach him if there was no land route. My most vulnerable city is this one down here. He's got 3 cities that can reach it. I can kind of defend it down a thin area, but at least he has equal chances. Like, pushing into the center... I have a concave on him right now, where the surface area of me attacking him is so much larger than the surface area of him attacking me. And that's really bad for him. If you've ever played StarCraft, you know how good surface area is. And it's not quite the same in a tile-based game, but at the same time, having it's still a big advantage. Okay, so this was a mistake. I obviously should have moved. I didn't know where it was going to get pushed. I was hoping that Sultan would get pushed down there, but like I could have just walked it there. It was so dumb not to move it before making the giant. Because that's just in a boat, it's just going to die. It's just going to get hit. It's got no defense right now. It was just a small mistake on my part. Right, so yeah, I'm playing super defensive right now. Because the giants may all be getting frozen, but at the same time, they are an invincible wall. And an invincible wall blocking anything from approaching the catapults. This is like... There is pretty much no way he can push into this. Well, no way he can do it quickly. And the thing is... Again, another thing I'm not sure about with Ice Archers. He already has Garmies. Garmies are great at freezing stuff. Like, look, this Garmy is going to walk forward. It's going to freeze 4 giants. What does he need the Ice Archers for? The Garmies are already freezing everything. Like, in a way, I think, like, maybe his own catapults could have been good. Because normally they're not great for pushing, but if your opponent's front line is frozen, they can't break through and, like, kill your catapults. So I honestly think catapults would have been better for him than Ice Archer. I know, that's weird coming from me, the biggest catapult hater on the planet. But I actually think it would have been a better move for him. Or like honestly, Knights also would have been great. Regular Archers would be great as well. That's actually why I see Ice Archers as a negative for Polaris over regular Archers. Because I think the only thing you need when it comes to like. What was the point of this archer shooting at? If this Garmy walks forward, they're all frozen anyway. The Ice Archers... They really don't serve much of a purpose. The only thing they can do is once you're fighting catapults... the Ice Archers can freeze the opponent's front line while being out of range of the catapults sometimes. But again, that doesn't really happen. Catapults do have a lot of range. That is like the only thing they have going for them. Yeah, so... and this is also a strange thing about this. So like it seemed like my opponent's playing well, but in terms of game plan, I'm not really sure what his plan is here. Because it seemed like he was setting up for a big push, like churning out all these Garmies, walking forward. He created a pathway to attack into me, and then he saw my army, and then he's just backing up, and now he's playing defensively. Which is why I think he should have just rushed his city immediately. Like obviously, but like. I guess, well, there was no way he could have known that my giants were there. But again, that's just why Vision is so crazy. And I think he should have taken the Explorer. In at least one of his cities. He should have taken, like, hindsight 2020, yeah, well, I can't really, I'm not sure I would have done. In his position, I can't say I would have taken an Explorer either, so can't really blame him for playing this way, but looking back on it, it's definitely, an Explorer definitely would have helped him a lot here. Okay, I'm finally getting roads. This is definitely too late to be getting roads. Right, connecting up all my cities. Yeah, okay, and I've also got ports. I'm not sure when I bought those. But, I mean, when you've got as many stars as I do right now, like, you're definitely going to buy them at some point. Oh, and I'm able to get another giant out as well. Oh, and that also triggers... Oh, nice. I love it when everything lines up like that. I'm sure it was planned out, probably. Yeah, I'm not really sure why he hopped in a boat either. Like, I don't know what I'm doing down here, honestly. I'm not defending a city very well. But the thing is, he's not putting enough pressure on. Like, Ice Archers aren't how you take this city. The Garmy should be down there. The Garmy should be in this area, not up here. And, again, against my giant push, catapults would help him defend better than Ice Archers. Although, if he had more Ice Archers, like, if he had gone less for Garmies and more for Ice Archers... But it's like, why would you go less for Garmies? Garmies are great, that's the thing, so what's the point of it? So... You don't want both of them, but you never want to get rid of Garmies. So why? So that's why I don't like Ice Archers. See, I know this is like such a tiny nitpick, but that Garmy was gonna one-shot the warrior anyway. So why not just finish that boat off? I know that doesn't matter, but like, small things like that just bother me sometimes, and I just have to talk about. Yeah, so my push in here is like being slowed down a lot. Look, this is very defensive play. Like, what's this Garmy over here doing? He's just terraforming? Like, what's he up to? The only real game plan I see is this city, and my opponent, he's really on a timer before I'll be able to defend it well enough that he'll just become invincible. So I'm continuing to take giants at this point, as I've been doing the entire game. Yep. Like, giants and catapults. This is just, I mean, I'm sure you've all played against this. It's the most annoying unit comp to play against, and it pains me to be the one using it now. Oh, the shame. Oh, look at that. So much catapult spam. Wait, I hope this is getting pushed backwards. That would suck if it's getting pushed to the front. Okay, good. I don't know if I knew that or if I was just hoping. Yeah, look. What am I doing down here? That giant just hopped in a boat. He just took a dip in the pond and he just hopped straight back out again. I guess he realized the water was too chilly. He was like, he dips his feet and he's like, nah, I'm getting out. It's too cold. Oof. Look at that. Garmies are so awesome, man. I really want to play Polaris more. They're so cool. I keep saying they're so cool. I promise I'm not doing it on purpose. Oof. The guy got frozen as well. But these Garmies, if they started like whacking away at this, they should. A few times, if he had started whacking away at this a few turns ago, there's no way I would have been able to save that city. Right now, I think I'm on like 7 cities and he was on 4. If I was on 6 and he was on 5, that's way more even. That would be way more even for him. Because like, he's still making a game out of this, right? He's down a lot of cities, but because Polaris has got such I don't even know what to call it. I guess when they're icing it, that's not a zone of control. What is that? A slowing power? They've got such slowing power that even though I have more giants, I'm like not even able to push in because look, they just all get frozen. This is complete overkill in how much freeze he has. Like he didn't need every ice archer here. I still think the Garmies alone would have sufficed. I know it's weird to be advocating for catapults, but I think he should have gone for them. Because at the end of the day, these giants aren't getting any weaker. They're all frozen, but they're all still there. He's not eliminating a threat, and every turn I build more units. And I'm building more units out of more cities. And eventually he's not going to be able to freeze them all. It's this weird game plan I'm going for. Just keep building until he can't freeze them all. It's like, just keep building stuff. Eventually he won't be able to freeze everything. It's very odd. This, like, honestly, this game is very odd. I definitely didn't play this optimally. That's for sure. But I don't even know what optimally looks at against Polaris. This is very, very cool game. I gotta stop saying cool. Stop saying cool. Just because it's the Ice Tribe. This is so dumb. Oof. That's a big freeze right there. Okay, look at it. But at the end of the day, this city, like, he's pushing in. But I guess he doesn't know how many catapults are back here, so that does come down to the vision thing at the end of the day. But your opponent's outskirts city, as a general rule, the cities on the outskirts are always the most vulnerable. I think what he's using the threat against this city, maybe he doesn't expect to take it, he's using the threat against this city to make it easier to take that city, but I still think, like, if one Garmy was down here, it could do the job of this Mooney and all these Ice Archers. And then he could have more units that were actually capable of killing giants. Because right now, the only things he has to actually do damage. On the entire map, the only things, I guess the Garmies themselves do damage, but he's just using them to freeze. It's just warriors. Warriors do not hit very hard at all. Look, they do 3 damage against the giant. How many turns is it going to take him to kill that? Like, it's just not good enough. Oof. Wow. Not really sure what that warrior's doing over there. I guess he was just scouting for some vision. Sacrificing a warrior for vision is definitely worth it at this point. He needs vision. And these Garmies, like, why are these Garmies going back? Like, this Garmy's going back because of the catapult, but look, the catapult already has so many targets. If you already have, this is where you use a concept called overloading. If you've already got some units in range of like a unit like a catapult, You might as well put all of your units in range of the catapult, because it can't shoot all of them. Just try and overwhelm it and push forward. That's a tactic you can use to beat a low number of catapults. Just swarm, and they can't kill the entire swarm. It doesn't matter if they can hit hard against a single target, but they can't do area damage. So, but I guess the problem for him is this. As much as this body blocks me from moving forward, this wall of giants is an invincible wall that he can't get past either, because ice archers just don't do damage. Oh, and something else he just did at the end of this is unfortunate for him. There's no way he could have known I had vision of the entire map. But to be honest, this is a really silly play either way. Mindbenders. Please don't ever build mindbenders. They are arguably the worst unit in the entire game. Like, it's like the idea of like mind controlling is cool. Oh my god, I said it again. But they die in one shot to like everything. They take no defense buffs on city either. If they at least had 15 health, maybe they would be worth it sometimes. But I guess the idea of combining ice and the idea of combining ice and mindbenders together is kind of cool, because these giants can't run. They're frozen. He can walk up and mindbend, but he already knows how to have catapults. Catapults are really good at dealing with mindbenders, let me tell you. Like, this catapult still covers all these giants are completely safe. Catapults cover the giants from a very long way away, and it only takes one of them to take down a mindbender. So he would need a ton of mindbenders just to be able to grab like one giant, because most of them would die. And like, see these Garmies? The ice archers are not sufficient backup for these Garmies. They're getting picked off. Now I'm reaching a critical mass of catapults. I'm going full catapult spam mode. Oh, yeah, I broke some ice to make room for these ships to move forward and start sniping some ice archers now. Like, already, like, two Garmies can't beat this many catapults, even if they can freeze a bunch of them. I'm getting a giant on there. Alright. Catapults hopping in a boat. Don't know why the catapult's in a boat, but I guess I can put it on land somewhere. Yeah, so actually, like, this city looks like it's in danger, but the city was it's really not in danger. Like, when you have like 10 catapults behind you, yes, they can siege you, but the siege can be immediately broken. And while you could say this is a good distraction these Garmies are providing, which, like, honestly, that's a big sacrifice. You throw away most of your Garmies as a distraction. You can't make many more of them. They're an incredible unit. And then, like, it's like, okay, so the Garmies are causing a distraction, and then the ice archers are just like freezing these giants and hoping 2 warriors will eventually kill the giant. The ice archers, I hate them. They're a big mistake in this game. Let the Garmies do the freezing. If you don't want to build catapults, knights are also great. You could have gone for knights. And he's already teched a mindbender. He's teched to like every unit except knights right now. Mindbend, never ever. A general rule of thumb is never build mindbenders. I genuinely think they have no purpose in this game. They're just for memes. They're a unit you just build for fun. I'm not just saying that because I'm still traumatized about the mindbender only challenge. They are genuinely useless. Like, I guess you could like see the ice archers are like, oh, like they're all freezing these giants. One Garmy could freeze these 3. It took 3 ice archers to do. They're just a complete waste. I hate ice archers. I think Polaris would be a stronger tribe if they had normal archers. If they at least did some damage as well as freeze, like, they do no damage. That's the worst part. If they did like if they did less damage, I would still say they're worse, but then at least they wouldn't be useless. Oh yeah, so okay, I'm getting battleships out of this time. That's always about like, oh yeah, because he built a mindbender that dies in one shot. And like, you could say, okay, I had to spend a lot of stars to kill that mindbender. I had to spend a lot of stars to kill that mindbender. It's never a waste for me to have to build a battleship. Like, I'm not like, oh no, I had to waste these stars on the best unit in the game. I'm more than happy to build a battleship. That was probably my plan anyway, so the mindbender, and now the mindbender's dead. These mindbenders are useless. Yeah, okay. And now I'm getting a lot of giants in the ocean. Like, this is, like, at this point I would say it's almost too late for him to take the city. Like, he still has a chance to take the city if he, but like, he's gonna be able to siege that city next turn, but like, when I'm already this much ahead in income, sieging one of my cities for one turn is not good enough. It's really not good enough to turn this game around. See that, like that. I guess that's the situation. Like with the ice archers, like it was able to freeze a very expensive unit there, but I'm sorry, ice archers. That doesn't make up for how useless you've been the rest of this game. Like this is a trap. Like I know it looks cool. It's like, oh wow, you're incapacitating all these giants, but it's like you're incapacitating. These giants are at full health. Next turn they'll be good. They'll be ready to go. They'll be just as great as they were last time. Whereas every single turn, these catapults are actually destroying units he has. They're completely gone for the rest of the game. And every turn, all he's doing is delaying his death by like 1 turn. And then that just seems like a desperation play. You can see the catapult right now. I guess this game is just. I know maybe I'm being a bit too critical because I was ahead to begin with, so it's a bit unfair. But I still think, like, the thing is, even though I was ahead, if he had taken the city, he would have had real chances. And he's bought all the ice archers, bad unit, mindbender, bad unit. I think if he had taken knights early instead of those two, like, I genuinely think he had winning chances. But yeah, I'm gonna be able to clear these all out. And now that these catapults are, I know you don't normally, I say don't overextend with catapults, but at this point, this is critical mass. This is critical mass of catapults. And there isn't really such thing as overextending when all he has is ice archers and mindbenders. Catapults, like, literally do not care. I know I would call catapults, me calling catapults useless is an exaggeration. Ice archers and mindbenders, those are truly useless. Okay, no, never mind. I should not lump ice archers together with mindbenders. Ice archers are bad, but nothing deserves to be compared to the mindbender. No unit is on par with how utterly trash the mindbender is. Like, absolutely worst unit in the entire game. Okay, over here, I'm just building up this ginormous catapult death ball. Like, okay, now he can see it as well. And look at these sad warriors. Like, dude, why are you hitting that giant? Hit the giant you're trying to kill. Oh, wait, no. Oh, he's finally waddled a mindbender. But this is, okay, this is even funny. This is the funniest part of it all, though. Because he spent all this time chipping away at the giant. And then he switches plans to, like, mind control it instead, but it's already, like, half dead. So now that he's actually, like, got close to killing the giant, he wants to mind control it. And at this point, I can literally just walk forward with every catapult. And he can't freeze them all. We've reached a point. This is why ice archers are terrible. It seems like they're doing great work at first, but they're not killing anything. And we've reached a point, there's not enough ice archers. There's too many units, not enough ice archers. They can't freeze everything, and they're just going to be getting picked up every time. Yeah, at this point, watch. Like, the catapults are just, like, they're just going to snipe stuff, and they're all just going to start moving in. And look, they're all in range of the city now. It doesn't matter that he mind controls that. It doesn't matter that he mind controls that now, because there's going to be 4 catapults. 3 catapults, maybe 4. It's more than enough to kill a half-health giant, that's for sure. Okay, I'm able to siege the city as well. Obviously, he's going to be able to freeze that, so it doesn't matter. But, like, see, at this point, I would say that a comeback is pretty much impossible. The window has closed on being able to take that city now, and at this point, the comeback is impossible. Although, actually, before I don't want to say that yet, because he does have one last trick up his sleeve. I'm just moving and building up a fleet of battleships now. Yeah, look, finally the knights. So he's able to mind control that giant. Okay. It is these are a bunch of, okay, I can't stress enough. As much as these are not optimal tactics, this is I've never seen anyone play a game as cool as this guy. Oh, I've said it again. I'm gonna put a cool counter in. Oh, dear. But I think he's used like every single unit, man. He really made use of every unit in the game. Like this is probably the most fun way I've ever seen anyone play this game. So I can't hate on it. I can't hate on it. And also, I don't really know. I definitely couldn't have played Polaris better. I don't know. I'm not a Polaris guy. But I do know enough to think. I am fairly certain in my judgment that Ice Archer is useless. Like, look, what is his Mindbender going to do? Like, there's so many things that could kill this Mindbender. It's not going to be. Actually, although I think. Actually, no. I don't think the Gami could have walked there. I think the Gami started off. If the Gami could have walked to the square, it should have, because it could have freezed a lot of stuff there. Okay, it's walking more Mindbenders in. So he is like looking like it's looking like he's got like something of a comeback on his turn. Because at the start of my turn right here, so right now, it's looking like he's going to be able to mind control that giant. and his knights are trying to find a way. If the knights can reach this catapult blob, I mean, that would be bad for me. I don't know if he would, if that would make him. I don't know if that's even enough for him to be winning, but it would definitely be like a huge morale boost for him. But so I think, yeah, okay, look, I'm actually able to snipe both of those mindbenders because, again, ice is not real terrain; it can be broken. And I think maybe he forgot that at this point because, again, like these catapults look kind of vulnerable at first, but then alright, so yeah, see that move? I broke all the ice at this point. I was like, I no longer need this to push in. I'm pushing in up there. I'm gonna have plenty of terrain. This knight has now got. He doesn't even have a. He hasn't got a prayer. Hasn't got a chance ever reaching these catapults now. Full health giants block every potential square to reach those catapults. So at this point, the catapults, big death ball catapults, are completely safe. But I'm still not overextending with it. You never want to overextend with catapults. Got to keep them close to the back, because they're not for pushing. You use them to be invincible, so that you can make other units to do the pushing with. Battleships. Battleships are always a great choice. I'm gonna snipe an ice archer over there. Probably still gonna do some more catapults, but I don't think I built another. I shouldn't be building catapults anymore. Yeah. Okay. See, now I'm falling into the noob trap. This is more than enough catapults. I don't need any more. I should focus completely on battleships now. Alright, so let's see what he's able to make happen with it. Alright, so yeah, he is able to freeze all those units. Able to freeze that battleship as well. Yeah, so see, the Garmis are so good at freezing the front line. Ice Archers are completely unnecessary. Oh look, see, so this is quite a nice move. The knight gets 3 kills, is able to injure a giant battleship for free. That's a great move right there. But just imagine how good these knights would have been if he had got them instead of these 2 units. Buying tier 3 units, especially the mindbenders, buying tier 3 units sets you back so much. The price of the tech is probably close to 30 stars. The one before it is probably above 10. It's essentially almost 50 stars. No, almost 40. Almost 40 stars that you're paying for these useless mindbenders. And then all the countless stars. He's wasted 5 on each of the mindbenders as well. So, and the same with the Ice Archers. I don't think he needed them. If he had got the Knights out that much earlier, I genuinely think if Knights and Garmis were Knights and Garmis were his units of choice, and he'd push with this city, this would have been a very different game. I don't really know how it would have gone, but if I was playing Polaris, I think that's how I would have played this probably. Continue to push in. I'm breaking more of the ice now because I want to turn this back into a battleship map. Right. Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to start chipping away. The last of these Garmis are going to be dying soon. I'm using the road he built to... Oh no, I had to build that road. To kill that giant over there. I'm not able to finish that Garmi off, so he is going to be able to... But essentially the game is... well, the game was over like last turn, I would say. Or maybe even the turn before that. Well, actually, there is one thing about the end of this game. I do think obviously this mistake is irrelevant. I do think I made a mistake here. I think I made a mistake here when I decided... Alright, well, I'm just building... I think when I moved this catapult here, I actually think if you built roads across... I think that knight is actually capable of reaching these catapults. If he had actually built roads near the edge over there. But I think he just ends up... Yeah, he just ends up resigning at start of turn. It would have been... Because obviously, I think even if he killed all of these catapults, I genuinely don't think that... At this point, there's battleships. Battleships are the biggest problem. I genuinely don't think... He could kill every catapult. They've already done their job. I don't think that would have been enough for him to win. But it would have been an awesome move. I think... maybe he didn't see that. But even if you're going to resign, I still think you should kill all the catapults. That would have been so awesome if that happened. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's not how roads work. Maybe you couldn't actually do that. But I feel like it is possible. Knights can move 6 tiles. Maybe they need to... I'm still not sure. If they start on an enemy land tile, could they then like start moving across for us? I'm not sure. I don't know that off the top of my head. But it would have been worth trying anyway. But apart from that, exceptional game by my opponent. Because like, he was... Like, essentially, he got a worse spawn. He made a real game out of this. Even buying like the wacky units like Mindbender. Incredible performance by my opponent. this dude, I've never seen anyone play Polaris like this. This was an awesome game. This was really an awesome game by him. Alright, this, I don't know how, this video's probably already been pretty long. Peace out, guys. I did it on the right side this time.